When the German soldiers were captured and sent to the United States, most of them expected the worst. They imagined harsh treatment, hunger, and humiliation. After all, Nazi propaganda had told them that America was a land of chaos, a place ruled by greedy businessmen and weak soldiers. But the moment they stepped off the train and entered the American prisoner of war camps, those illusions began to collapse. What they found instead was discipline, organization, and even comfort. Many were stunned to see rows of clean wooden barracks, electric lights, well-maintained kitchens, and medical stations fully stocked with supplies. Every prisoner received 3 full meals a day, and most were surprised by the quality of the food. Some of them later wrote in their diaries that the meals were better than the rations we had as soldiers in the Wehrmacht. They ate fresh bread, meat, vegetables, and even desserts. In war-torn Germany, their families were eating potatoes and turnips, but here, in captivity, they were tasting American abundance. The camps themselves were spread across the entire country, from Texas to Nebraska, from Alabama to California. Each camp held thousands of prisoners, and they were guarded mostly by older American soldiers or men recovering from injuries. Inside the camps, the rules were strict but fair. The Americans followed the Geneva Convention to the letter, meaning the POWs had rights, medical care, and were protected from abuse. In fact, the United States used the camps as a way to teach democracy and fairness to these men. There were libraries filled with English and German books, schools where prisoners could study mathematics, history, and languages, and even workshops where they could learn trades like carpentry and mechanics. But perhaps the biggest surprise came from their daily work. Many prisoners were sent outside the camps to work on American farms, factories, and logging sites. The United States was short on labor because so many young Americans were fighting overseas. So German POWs filled the gap. They harvested crops, built roads, repaired fences, and even helped in food processing plants. For this, they earned small wages, not in real US dollars, but in camp money, which they could spend in the camp canteen on cigarettes, chocolate, soap, or even musical instruments. Some camps had football, soccer fields, orchestras, and theater groups. German officers organized plays and concerts, while others formed choirs and sports teams. There were even newspapers printed inside the camps by the prisoners themselves. Slowly, life in captivity became a strange mirror of peace. Many POWs began to see that America was not their enemy. It was something they had never known before, a society built on freedom, fairness, and unimaginable industrial power. Some prisoners said later that the camps re-educated them without anyone forcing them to. They saw how ordinary Americans